Brett. I'm the CSO of CounterCraft. Today, we're having a founder chat with David Barroso, the CEO. We're going to be talking about IoCs. Can you trust them? Hi, David.
Hi, Dan. How are you?
I'm really good, thanks. So, this week, you published a great blog post on IoCs, and that sometimes you might not be able to trust them. Can you give me an example of that?
Yeah, we wrote, I think, a nice blog post because in an incident that we were with a customer, we saw that there was an IoC telling that a specific threat actor was around that campaign.
Okay.
That threat actor was Carvanac, that is very well known, like a finance motivated group.
Yep.
So the problem was that the IoC was just an IP address that looked like was from Carvanac group, but the reality that's something like that group used that IP address like years ago.
So it was an old IP address from Carvanac.
That's correct, yeah.
But who was using it this time?
Who knows? But we analyzed the incident, and we saw that there was a crypto miner, a very well-known crypto miner that is in the internet, using that IP address for sending stuff to the control panel. So it was just a normal crypto miner stuff, nothing related to Carvanac.
So they reused Carvanac's IP address, or how did that happen?
Yeah, and that's normal because when a threat actor group get caught in a campaign, usually they burn all the infrastructure, the IP addresses, the domain names, the hashes, so they burn everything. So it's normal that that IP address is reassigned to other company, other person.
Okay, so IOCs, like IP addresses, they can change, right? So can I trust any IOCs, that I get?
That's a good question. I guess that it's difficult to trust them, and also depends on the source of that is giving you that feed of IOCs.
Right.
Because context is key, and I think that's the word context.
The context.
The context.
What does that mean? The context of an IP address?
So where that IOC was obtained, who was behind that specific attack, or when was that IOC also obtained. So that's many questions you need to answer in order to assign a specific trust level to a specific IOC.
Okay, yeah, that's great. I see that. So it's not just the number of IOCs you have in your system that's useful, it's how fresh they are, where they might have been used, and other contextual information around it. Okay, well, that's really useful. So we're talking about IOCs. Also, you mentioned David Bianco's pyramid of pain. Now, I know that IP addresses are right down the bottom of that. As far as I know, we want to go up the pyramid of pain, because that inflicts more pain on our adversaries. So can you talk to me a bit about that? I mean, are IOCs rubbish in terms of the pyramid of pain, or is there something we can get out of them?
Yeah, I think we all love David Bianco pyramid of pain. No? That's great. I think it's a very good image. So well done, David. So the problem is that many of those IOCs get burned in the very first minutes after a threat actor has been detected in a campaign. So how can we use them? I guess that we can try to use them in real time as soon as we get them.
Okay.
So because then we need to integrate with CMs, EDRs, any other security applications, so we can use them and get the best out of them in real time. But also we need to try to go up in the pyramid of pain and talk about TTPs and not about IOCs, because IOCs are very easy to change, but TTPs are not. Because
isn't a TTP a type of IOC, or not really?
No, TTPs stands for tools, techniques, and procedures, and are how attackers are going to attack you. It's not talking about tools or specific hashes or IP addresses. It's perhaps talking about credential dumping or any other tactics or techniques they use. For that, for instance, MITRE attack is great because they try to describe all those techniques. So we need to try to focus on those techniques and not on the IOCs.
Okay, so IOCs are great for identification, but they don't tell you how someone behaves. And it's much harder, for an attack group to change the way they behave than to change specific IP addresses or elements. Okay, well, that's really good to know. So in general, your blog post was saying, can we trust IOCs? It sounds like if we have context, we can, right? Okay, and yet we can also move beyond IOCs and to try and get more value from the threat intel we use and push up the pyramid of pain.
Yeah, I think also it's a matter of quality, not quantity. So that's important.
It's always the way. Okay, listen, David, thanks so much for coming on our founder chat today. That was really useful. And if you like this, you can hit subscribe and see more of these chats in the future. Okay, thanks very much for watching till now. See you soon.
Bye.